Hey, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for coming out and seeing us and everything you do covering us. And had a good day today. We're back on track for us. What is a normal in season normal game week for us with considering action play, and today was like a Monday practice for us. Obviously coming off the road at Ohio, obviously not playing our best, disappointed with the result, but right back to the process. Very convicted and very confident in the group of guys we have, and how we'll respond to this moment and how we'll respond to what's in front of us. And we're going to take it a day at a time. We know we're coming down the corner in the month of November. Every game is critical. These are the ones that they all matter. These matter just that much more because of where we are in fighting to put ourselves in postseason play, fighting to put ourselves hopefully where we want to be in Detroit, and all the other things that are in front of us. And what we want to do is just take care of one thing at a time, the next right thing in the moment, the next right thing in front of us, and looking forward to making those things true about ourselves over the coming weeks.
It's been a while since you had to get your team to react to losing a game. Was there a little bit of shock from the guys that it happened, and how do you kind of kick that sort of coaching approach back in?
Yeah, I think you want to stay in the sweet spot of messaging and what you talk to your team about. Obviously, we did not play well, and I feel like we didn't coach well. My job as the head coach is to get them ready to play. I didn't feel like we were where we needed to be to put ourselves in the right position. So I think from a non-playing standpoint, first we got to evaluate ourselves. Look at, just want to make sure we're looking at all the details of what we need to look at to best position our players moving forward. And then I thought we had a great meeting this morning with the guys. Honest, real. There's nothing that we talk around. There's everything that we address everything. And I think because of the trust we have in our locker room, we're able to have real discussions about, what happened. So we talked about what happened. We talked about why did it happen. And the only thing that matters for us is what we do now and what we do next. And, we're not going to get into the mathematician game and all those other things in terms of, well, you have to do this and then this means that and this means that. No, we're just going to take care of the next thing, and we want to position ourselves and finish the way we know we're capable of, and we do that by taking care of the next right thing in front of us.
I know you're hoping to have a few more, but is there some relief that this is your last road game of the year? And what has that sort of 7 of the first 10 been like, and how has your team has mostly reacted positively?
Yeah, proud of the maturity of our guys. I think, you kind of liken these to some of these wild card games when a team has to go on the road and continue to go on the road and win on the road when the NFL's in the playoffs. And, we played a lot of games away from home, and it's just kind of how the schedule laid out, and we knew that this was in front of us months ago. There's nothing new. There's nothing new that we're experiencing that we weren't prepared for, that we didn't know was going to occur. I'm proud of how our coaching staff and how our team has really handled it. Going on the road and playing is extremely hard. It's extremely hard in any level of football. It's extremely hard in the Mid-American Conference. You got the added curveball of the midweek games and night games and travel. Our team got back, I think I got back home at 5 a.m. and I got up at 8:30, and it was just one of those kind of nights. And but it takes what it takes. It requires what it requires. But our guys have handled it the right way, and we have a very energized locker room, very clear-eyed locker room, and we know what's in front of us and what we have to do.
So you slept in is basically what you're saying.
I got extra sleep. It was extra. I woke up and I had to turn the alarm off before it happened.
You did have the benefit of watching Central if you stayed up late that night. That doesn't always happen. You don't get that chance. Can you glean anything from watching your next opponent play on TV?
They're playing their best football. You look at them over the last 3 weeks. It was Akron, Bowling Green, NIU the other night, and just playing quality, sound football. You can't really necessarily look at the overall record of them. I think they're better than what their record is, and they have really good athletes. They have really good players. Their running backs are the real deal. I know Coach McElwain very well, the job that he's done. I mean, this is an former SEC level head coach. That's going to have his team ready to play. The staff is extremely experienced. They have a ton of coaches that have coached at a lot of quality places, and they know how to coach and they know how to win games. And they have their team still playing hard. And that's the thing that's very evident of them on film. They're playing hard. They're attacking. They're downhill. The running backs play with power and play with speed. And then they have great length at the wide receiver position. They're being able to throw the ball down the field over the top. I know he used a few different quarterbacks the other night. So we'll keep working through all the pieces of their offense. And then from a defensive perspective, I mean, they limit big plays. That's, I think, the number one thing they do. They get off the field on third down. They limit big plays. And they have athletes on all three levels. They stop the run. They're very sound in their gaps in their run game and how they stop the run. They stop the run with authority. And we know at the end of the day, we have to get ourselves ready to go play. We have to really get ready to go, get ourselves ready to go on the road, and all the things that are involved in that process to go be our best when our best is needed.
If they do it again, what's the challenge in having to prepare for three different quarterbacks? That doesn't happen very often, and they all seem to have definitive styles.
Well, knowing how experienced their staff is, and knowing they may be watching this, I'll kind of leave those things on the table.
Okay, gotcha. Can you talk a little bit about Keyshawn Cobb? Made a couple of very important plays for you in that game. Not only how he has fit into your team and into your defense, but sort of that role that he's being asked to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
How he's embraced that as well.
Yeah, I think number one, from a maturity standpoint, I'm proud of how he's developed throughout the season. Keyshawn's a guy that's continued to get better, and I'm proud of the kind of game he had where he had some plays that were caught on him early. He gave up some balls early in the game, and then he came out in the second half and he responded. You know, sometimes that's part of football. You know, sometimes a guy's going to catch a ball on you. Sometimes you may not always make the play. He responded very strongly. I mean, pick six, PBU, forced fumble, all in the third quarter right there, and really gave us a chance to stay in the game, stay in the fight by the plays that he made. So, you know, he's one of a number of guys that just they battle. You know, we got a tough team. We have a tough team that's got a lot of substance, a lot of grit and determination to it, and we got to continue just to raise our level of play, raise our coaching level of play, and put ourselves in the right position.
As an old safety yourself, can you talk a little bit about how that position has evolved in the sport of football?
Yeah.
It's almost become, they're not corners, they're not safeties,
that's right.
Linebackers. Nickel corner has become a position of its own.
Yeah, well, you look at, number one, the history of football a little bit, and the more that the influence of the spread offenses have come more prominent, and with three receivers being on the field at all times, and so much of the game of football is matchups, now you're looking at, okay, well, we got to get athlete on athlete a little bit. You look at, like the LA Rams, they paid Jalen Ramsey a good amount of money to go play slot corner. He plays a lot of slot corner, and I think it's such a unique and critical position because of the skill set of that position and what that job requires. It's a guy that blitzes off the edge. He covers man to man. He'll drop into a curl flat. He'll play some zone. He'll play some hook to curl technique. You can kick him to the half, and the more that guy can do at that position, the more dynamic and the more multiple you can be on defense. When the skill set of that position or that player is limited, then it kind of handcuffs what you can do. So I think you see the trend from the NFL all the way down with three corners on the field at all times, and then that guy in the slot really being a really good athlete, asked to do a lot of different things, and Keyshawn's done a really good job of handling those responsibilities that we've given him at that position.
One other guy, last thing I'll ask you, one other guy to ask you about, you've talked about him before, but Sean Dolak's a couple tackles away from 100 in the season. That's good. That doesn't happen a lot.
Sure.
His evolution from about this time last year when you put him into the starting lineup, now being among the national leaders in tackles. Can you just talk a little bit about what you've seen from him?
Yeah, I think he's a testament of the right process, hard work, determination, with the right people, and what can happen. From a player a year and a half ago that was probably not on a depth chart, to now going to be a triple-digit, well into a triple-digit tackler for us. Has got every chance to lead the nation in tackles this year, and you see a guy that's just determined, that takes in the coaching. That really, how these things happen is you have to have a good amount of humility because the minute you think you kind of got it all figured out, a lot of times what you find out is you really don't. And how can you get coached, and how can you learn and grow and improve, and when you can have that healthy balance of humility, but also the confidence you need to go on the football field to go make the play, and you kind of have that nonstop, relentless mindset that I really truly am trying to get better every single day and every single play. you see a Sean Dolak, you get Sean Dolak, and it's kind of amazing to even say this piece of it. I mean, he's got a ton of growth that he's going to continue to get better. He's still, his ceiling, he's not touched it yet, so we're proud of Sean. We're proud of what he's doing, and I'm proud of who he is and how he goes about his business, and he's a great model to emulate. Thanks, guys.